So just wanted to do an update. It's been like 3 weeks since the last time I recorded anything. Definitely made some progress since the last update, but I actually just got back from out of town, and so this is the day that I got back after a week of not being around the system. Basically, what I did right before I left was get everything up and running. Aquascaped it. Got some rocks and some wood in there. We've got the sump running to the main display. I took off the this guy, the actual aquaponics filter, and put all my fish in a bucket. And so they're all down there. They're actually not part of the main system. And I did that because I was about to go out of town and I just didn't want to put a bunch of fish in there and come back to a bunch of dead fish. I didn't know how the system. I let it run for like 2 or 3 days. Pretty sure everything was going to be fine. Thankfully, I didn't. It does seem that like I have a small leak underneath with some of the plumbing. I think I've got it tracked down. That's kind of what that plexiglass is right there. It's just one of those pipes right there. Seems to have a small leak in it, and I guess it was just kind of falling down out of the back of the tank. And so the roommates caught it, thankfully, kind of shut everything down, and just kind of let it sit. There was no fish in it, and so it really wasn't a big deal. There was a couple guppies that I had in the sump that I couldn't fish out when I moved them to that white bucket, and they're actually doing great. But yeah, the roommates just kind of shut everything down. Super thankful that they did that, but came home, and everything is, I had to, get everything back up and running, but, essentially I just plugged it in, and that means I got to recreate the problem. And so they said that water started to pool down back here like 3 days after I left. So, they kind of shut it down. Everything is running again. So I don't know. It may be 3 days before I can actually figure out and solve the problem, trying to recreate it. But everything's doing really good. Like the peace lily's like obviously just like kicking ass, and that's awesome compared to the other guy. What did I do with it? Oh, I think I moved it into the bathroom. So yeah, this was actually, I'll put it back up here. Right up here, right along next to it. And so these guys have both got cut down and replanted on the same days. And to see like the different growth between soil and aquaponics is just super awesome to me. These guys have been right next to each other for the last like 2 or 3 weeks, and so they're getting the same light. It's just the nutrients, and I mean, like, this one's doing not bad. Like, we got a new leaf that's about to sprout out here. We got a new leaf that's coming up here. But I mean, just look how fast these guys are coming up. And so I also went and added a bunch of plants. I actually had all of these guys kind of situated up in here. Just lots of greenery going on, which is just exactly what I'm trying to do. And so, yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'll probably let it run for a few days. I was really hoping to come back. I put some Purigen in the bottom to try to take out some of those tannins. And that was kind of my thinking, was go out of town, let it run for, 4 or 5 days with the Purigen, and then come back to a clearer tank. Not clear, but clearer. You can tell there's giant pieces of wood that are in there. Just turned it brown, which is not bad. It's actually good for the fish, but we want to be able to see the fish. So like I said, I'll probably let it run for a day or two and see if I can recreate that leaking problem, fix that, and then take all of these fish that are down there. You can kind of see them. There's probably, 20 or so, and put them up back into the system. I'm a little worried. That does have a heater in that white bucket, but that heater is kind of set at a predetermined like 78 degrees, I think is what it gets to. This display tank is, I think, probably about 80 degrees, maybe 82. I haven't decided on exactly what I'm going to keep in there yet. Discus was the goal, but because of that temperature, the 82 degrees, I'm starting to rethink that, just because that limits the types of plants that I can actually grow inside of the display. And I don't know, it may not be an issue, but like I said, you drop that temperature 5 degrees and it kind of opens up a whole, different world of different types of plants. So I don't know. But yeah, just wanted to do an update real fast. Like I said, it's probably been 3 weeks since the last time that I videoed. But this has all actually been up and going for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks now. So it's we're getting there. And these are all the parameters as of 10/9. Today's date is I don't even know. I think it's like the 15th or 16th. So yeah, I'm about to test everything and see where we're at. I'm really hoping that pH came down. But since the tank wasn't running, I don't know if it will. I mean, the wood is supposed to naturally bring down the pH a little bit, and then just like photosynthesis and just having it running, oxygen, all that kind of stuff, but the tank wasn't running. So I don't know. We're going to test the waters and see what we get. And yeah, I'll try to do another update in a few days and let you know.